Hi, hello. Good morning and good afternoon. Welcome everyone and thank you for joining us. This is Laris from Ahsay and today we're excited to introduce how you can win more customers and expect less complaints with Ahsay's next generation backup module for Google Workspace. Before we dive in, we want to thank our valued partners who have joined us in today's session. Our goal today is to share how Ahsay delivers seamless, lossless protection and flexible recovery options, giving your organization complete peace of mind when it comes to safeguarding critical Google Workspace data. So here's the rundown of what we'll be covering today. So first, the requirements needed to run a Google Workspace backup. Second, licensing and subscriptions. Third, the Google Workspace components we protect. Fourth, Ahsay's unique lossless backup technology. Fifth, navigating the Google Workspace backup in Restore GUI. Sixth, restore options. Seventh, demonstrations. And finally, we'll close with a Q&A session. So let's get started. So to begin, here are the requirements needed for the Google Workspace backup. So first, you'll need to be running on Ahsay CBS version 10.1 or later. It is supported on Ahsay OBM, Ahsay ACB with a maximum of 2 Google Workspace users only, and Ahsay CBS via Run on Server. So if you're a partner self-hosting Ahsay CBS backup servers and you're currently running on version 9, then you need to upgrade to version 10.1 or newer to support Google Workspace. So our Google Workspace licensing is designed to be flexible. So for our perpetual license partners, flexibility is key. So you can actually optimize and reallocate unused Microsoft 365 module quotas to Google Workspace customers. So our Google Workspace module is actually interchangeable with the Microsoft 365 module. So if you don't have an existing Microsoft 365 module yet, you may reach out to our sales team for a quotation. Next, for our meter license and storage-based partners. So enabling Google Workspace backup is actually straightforward. You only need to upgrade your Ahsay CBS backup servers to version 10.1 or higher. So the best part is no additional license purchases or extra payments needed. Next, for our Ambas or Ahsay Managed Backup as Service partners, the process is actually much easier. So you simply subscribe to the Microsoft 365 or Google Workspace backup plan. So the pricing starts at just $1.80 per user account per month. So if you already have subscribed to the Microsoft 365 backup plan, whether monthly or annual, your plan will automatically be updated to include Google Workspace. So you can start offering the Google Workspace backup to your customers immediately. So no further action or additional payments are needed. So next, enabling Google Workspace backup for your customers is actually just easy. You just have to look for the Google Workspace backup module at the bottom left-hand side of the module section. So, and you may proceed to entering the number of users allowed for each customer's account. So just be reminded that Ahsay ACB's Google Workspace support is only limited to having a maximum of 2 Google Workspace user per account, which is only 1 Google Workspace user per backup set. So for further inquiries, if you need additional details or quotations, our sales team is very much willing to help. So kindly feel free to reach them out through the email address shown on your screens. So Ahsay provides the most comprehensive protection for Google Workspace. So while many solutions only commonly cover Gmail, Google Drive, Calendar, and Contacts, Ahsay actually safeguards your entire Google Workspace environment. So from core apps to the finer details, we ensure complete coverage so your business data stays protected from getting compromised. So Ahsay covers Gmail, Google Drive, Shared Drive, Contacts, Calendar, Tasks, Meet, and Chat. So that means every critical part of your collaboration and communication environment is ultimately safeguarded. But on top of that, the real game changer with Ahsay's Google Workspace backup solution is its lossless backup. So we don't actually just make changes. We preserve your Google Docs, sheets, slides, drawings, and forms exactly as they are. So no conversions, no exports, no compromises. So your files stay in their original format so you can restore them with absolute confidence. With Ahsay, it's different. Restored documents are identical to the original. So formatting, layout, and interactive features are all preserved. So what you restore looks and functions exactly as it did before backup. So other backup solutions actually rely on the export method, which compromises integrity. So features like graphs, charts, checklists, checkboxes, drop-downs, and interactive form fields are often lost. So that means that what you restore is not the same as what you originally created. So without lossless backup, your documents don't come back exactly the way they were created. So features are stripped, formatting is broken, and workflows are actually disrupted. So let's see what happens when restores are done without lossless backup. So when backups are based on export, you don't just lose files. So you also lose functionality. So for example, checklists stop working. Charts actually disappear. Word art in presentation turns plain. Drop-downs flatten. Forms turn static, and even sheets lose their interactivity. So what once kept your team moving smoothly becomes plain text and unusable files. So the real cost is not just lost data, it's actually broken workflows, wasted times, and reduced productivity. So now that we've seen how export-based backups can break functionality and disrupt workflows, let's look at the difference with Ahsay's lossless backup. So here, every Google Workspace file is restored exactly as it was created. No missing checkboxes. No broken word arts on presentations. No missing charts. Drop-down menu remains interactive. No static forms. And even no formatting changes in sheets. So your Google Workspace documents don't just come back, they actually are recovered fully functional, and your teams can continue working without any interruption. So next, let's take a look at the Google Workspace Backup and Restore interface. So we've designed the GUI to be simple, intuitive, and powerful. So whether you're backing up or restoring any Google Workspace data, everything can be done quickly and with just a few clicks. So let's walk through how it works, starting with the backup GUI. So here, users can specifically select which data component to include in their backup set. So you may begin by selecting which Google Workspace users to backup. You may select all or select specific users only. Next, you may select which data type to backup from the selected users, whether it's Gmail, Drive, Calendar, Tasks, Contacts, Chat, or Meet. And finally, down to the shared drives, which you have the option to exclude from being backed up, or select all shared drives, or select specific folders only. So with Ahsay, you actually have two storage options for Google Workspace backup. So the first is a standard destination such as Ahsay CBS, or local, which stores the export-based backups of your Google Workspace files. But beyond the standard destination, there's also something much more powerful, which is our special copy destination. So this is where we enable our unique lossless backup technology, ensuring your Google Workspace documents are preserved exactly as they were created. So you can easily actually assign any Google account you prefer. So for maximum protection, you can even turn off export-based backups entirely by ticking the option Disable Backup Google Workspace Documents by Export, ensuring that every version you restore is a true lossless copy of the original, aside from you being able to save space. So moving on to the Restore GUI, an additional setting needs to be configured. So users must select a document copy destination, whether to restore the Google Workspace documents from the normal destination or from the copy destination. So to proceed, users would have to select what data to restore. So selecting users will allow the users to proceed to the selection of Google Workspace data components, while selecting shared drives will only display and allow users to restore files and folders from shared drives. So you may actually easily select which Google Workspace components to restore, whether the whole data component or just specific files or data under the component. Next. So this section provides various restore options for users. So restore method is how the data will be restored. So restore to Google Workspace or save as an archive file. So which is an offline restore process. Next, the restore location is the Google Workspace account where the data will be restored to, either original user, alternate user under the same organization, or another user, alternate login account, which is another user from a different organization. So the option version history only applies when a Google Drive data is selected, including Google Workspace documents, restore all versions, or the latest version only. So now that we've seen the power of true lossless backup, let's turn our attention to the restore experience itself. So Ahsay doesn't just preserve your data, it makes getting it back intuitive and flexible. So let's take a closer look at the restore features built into the Google Workspace Backup module. So as our interface is designed to make backup and recovery fast, simple, and flexible, you can restore data, both online or offline, depending on your needs. So you may even drill down with granular restore options to recover exactly what matters most. So two features really stand out. So one is quick preview, which lets you instantly view the content of emails or chat messages without having to restore them first. And quick download, which gives you the power to selectively restore just what you need. So whether it's a single email, an email or chat attachment, a drive or shared drive file, a chat conversation, or even meet recordings, chat transcripts, and actually call transcripts. So it's all about putting control and convenience right at your fingertips. So with Ahsay's Google Workspace Online Restore, expect a fast and flexible process so you can recover it back to the original, move it to another user within the same organization, or even restore it across organizations. So wherever your data needs to go, Ahsay makes it seamless. So on the other hand, our offline restore gives you complete flexibility. So you can bring your Google Workspace items back to Drive or local destination as archive files, all converted into their usable formats. So emails restore as mbox, calendars as ICS, contacts as VCF, tasks and chats as HTML. Meanwhile, Google Meet data are restored as MP4 for call recordings, SVG for chat transcripts, and docs for call transcripts. So no matter what data you need, Ahsay makes sure it is not only protected, but also restored in a format you can use right away. So now that we've covered the features, let's see them in action. So in our demonstrations, we'll walk through how to create a Google Workspace backup set and how easy it is to restore items whenever you need them. Let's start by showing you how to create your Google Workspace backup set. After logging into your Ahsay OBM or Ahsay ACB, select the backup set style, then click the plus sign. Rename the backup set. Then select the Google Workspace Backup module. For this, you may select whether to backup an entire organization or a specific Google Workspace user only. For this demo, let's backup an entire organization, then click Test. For this, you will be asked to provide an authorization from the admin account of the Google Workspace organization that you will be backing up. Click Authorize. Then enter the credentials of the admin account. So to proceed, you just need to click Continue. Then enable the checkbox to provide all the necessary permissions needed by Ahsay Workspace Service Account Helper. To proceed, click Continue again. Copy the authorization code, go back to Ahsay OBM, then paste it on the text field. Click OK. So Ahsay OBM will be conducting a test connection to the Google Workspace admin account. This process usually takes between a few seconds up to 5 minutes, which will depend on the internet connection speed. So for this, let's click Continue to delegate domain-wide authority in order to access all users' data in the organization. So the domain-wide delegation page from the admin console will be prompted. Let's go back to Ahsay OBM, then read and follow the instructions. So for this, you may add a new API client or use an existing one using the client ID. So here's the client ID. So let's go back to the admin console and look for the client ID. As we already have an existing client ID, let's click Edit. This is to check and compare if all the open authorization scopes listed under Ahsay OBM are also included under the existing client ID. So once you have compared and confirmed, you may simply go back to Ahsay OBM and click Continue. So another round of test connection will be conducted. So once a successful test has been completed, let's click Next. So for this, you may now select the data components to be backed up. Start with the users. For users, you may select all users or select specific users only. Although we only have 2 users in this demonstration, you may use some features to make the user selection easier and more efficient, such as sorting by alphabetical order or by user group. You may also use the search field or filter the displayed users to show the selected users only or the no longer available users. For this, let's select this user only. Then click OK. Proceed by selecting the data components owned by the selected user or users to backup. By default, all data components are selected. But for this, or you may also unselect the other selection to customize the backup data to be backed up. So for this, we will proceed with Gmail, Drive, Calendar, Tasks, and Contacts. And lastly, you have the option to exclude shared drives or choose which shared drives to backup. For this, you may select all shared drives or select specific folders. But for this example, let's unselect the shared drives to exclude it from being backed up. Then click Next. Toggle the switch to turn on the backup schedule, then click the plus sign. For this, let's set a daily backup to run at 1800. Click OK, then Next. For the destination, for the first destination, you can keep the sequential for the backup mode. But since we're selecting more than one destination, we'll switch to concurrent and keep the maximum concurrent backup destinations to unlimited. This is to allow multiple destinations to run simultaneously. Click the plus sign, then keep Ahsay CBS, click OK. Then select Add to add another destination and select Local. It is actually recommended to back up your Google Workspace data to a local destination in order to retain full ownership and control of your own data in the event of service outages or even total loss of your Google Workspace data. So after selecting data, click Change and select the local destination. Click OK. So Ahsay OBM will test its access to the local destination. So for users backing up data containing Google Workspace documents, you may actually use and add another and add our special copy destination for the lossless backup of your Google Workspace documents, which may be found below. Click the plus sign. Sign up for Google Drive or click Test to directly log in and add any Google Drive account as a copy destination. To proceed, click Continue. Copy the authorization code, go back to Ahsay OBM, then paste it on the text field. Click OK. Ahsay OBM will test its access to the Google Drive account used. So this may also take between a few seconds up to a few minutes depending on your internet connection speed. So after a successful test, click OK. So users backing up Google Workspace documents also have the option to disable the backup of their Google Workspace documents or disable the backup of the exported versions of their Google Workspace documents by enabling this checkbox right here. So it is in your discretion whether to disable backing up of the exported versions to save space. Then click Next. For the encryption, let's keep the default setting. Then click Next. Make sure to keep a copy of your encryption key, as losing your encryption key also means you will lose your access to your backup data. Click Confirm. And that is how easy and simple you can create your Google Workspace backup set. Now you may proceed to backing up your Google Workspace backup set by clicking Backup Now. For a more in-depth discussion on our Google Workspace backup, you may visit our official YouTube account to view our full tutorial. So as we have just shown you how to create your Google Workspace backup set, let's now head on to restoring your Google Workspace data via online and offline restore. So once you've logged into your Ahsay OBM or Ahsay ACB, select the Restore tile. Then select a backup set. Next, select a destination where to restore your data from. Since we have a local destination, it is recommended to use this to reduce recovery time compared to restoring files from the cloud. Proceed by selecting a document copy destination. As we will also be restoring Google Workspace documents, we'll keep the default selection, which is Google Drive. Then check the temporary directory and configure if needed. Then click Next. You might notice a brief waiting time as Ahsay OBM connects to the Google Drive account or the selected document copy destination. So for this, choose whether to restore a user account or a shared drive. In this demo, let's restore a user account. So the option Choose from Files as of Job is selected by default, with the latest version of all the data displayed. But you may also select a specific version by clicking the drop-down menus next to it. But for this, we will restore the latest version. So in our first restore scenario, which is an online restore, we will be restoring Google Workspace documents to another Google Workspace user under the same organization. So let's select the data. Then click Next. So we'll keep restore items to Google Workspace as the restore method, then select alternate user and restore all versions. You may configure the advanced option as desired, then click Next. Select the alternate user to proceed with the restore job. So the restore job has just begun. This process may take a while depending on your internet connection speed, as well as the actual size of the data that you're trying to restore. So earlier, we have selected 5 Google Workspace documents, which I believe contain just a normal data size for a single document. So we're expecting this to complete under a minute. So we just have to wait. So after a successful restore, let's open the alternate user's Google Drive to confirm if the selected data have been successfully recovered. So here are the 5 Google Workspace documents that we selected earlier to be recovered. So by comparing this restored version to the original version right here, we can confirm that the restored version remain identical to the original version because of the lossless backup. So there. Now let's proceed to the offline restore. Okay, so as mentioned earlier, Ahsay provides specific or advanced tools and options to make the data restoration process for the users more efficient. So for large datasets such as Gmail, which may contain hundreds or even thousands of items, you may actually utilize our keyword quick search and date range filter to narrow down results efficiently. So aside from these two features, Ahsay also offers the quick preview and quick download. So let's select the entire chat component to restore. So the quick preview is available for this component as well as to Gmail, where users are allowed to view the content of the chat conversation as well as the email message without having to restore the entire component. And aside from quick preview, Ahsay also offers quick download, where users are able to directly download any attachment from chat by simply clicking on this quick download icon right here. You just have to select shared files or shared media. But quick download is not only limited to the attachments in chat, it is also available for the actual conversation. So from the quick preview, you can also see the quick download icon right here. And actually, the quick download feature is not only limited to the chat component, but as well as to the email message itself and email attachments, also to files from Drive and shared drives, and as well as to meet recordings, chat transcripts, and call transcripts. So to proceed, let's click next. So here, you would notice that a note will be displayed informing that the selected data will be exported or will be converted into its respective file format. So chat will be converted to HTML. Select Save Archive Files to a destination for the restore method. Then keep local as the restore location, which is a local drive in this machine where Ahsay OBM is installed. You may configure the advanced option as desired. Then click Next. Click Browse to select a local destination. Then click OK. Then proceed to restore. So similar to the restore process earlier, as we selected the whole chat component, the speed of our restore process will still depend on the speed of the internet connection as well as the size of the data. So after a successful restore, Let's go to the local destination that we have selected earlier. So we can see a folder Google Workspace named Google Workspace. So let's open that, as well as the subfolder chats, until we reach the HTML file of the chat data. Double-click to open. So from here, you can actually select the data type, the conversation type or the chat type, and the user or the conversation or the user that you have a conversation with. So you can also quickly preview the conversation, as well as filter by date range. You may also check all the attachments by clicking on the shared media or shared files, where you can also directly download the attachments from here. So that's how easily and simple you can actually restore your Google Workspace data. So that wraps up our walkthrough of Ahsay's newest Google Workspace backup solution. So from setup to lossless protection to flexible restore options. Now I'd like to hear from you. This is your chance to ask questions, explore specific scenarios, and see how Ahsay can fit your customers' needs. So due to time limitations, we might only be able to accommodate 2 to 3 questions or more if time will permit. So feel free to type in any of your questions on the chat box. So any questions? Or maybe clarifications? Anyone from our participants? Hi, Shlomi. Yes. Can this backup run on server via Ahsay CBS supports that? Yes, this backup can via run on server. It is supported on Ahsay CBS. For more information, you may also reach out to our support team. Yes, Shlomi, yes. From Camila, can I use different cloud for lossless backup instead of Google Drive, like Wasabi, Dropbox, etc.? For our lossless backup destination storage, the answer is no. You cannot use a different cloud. You can only use Google Drive for the lossless backup of Google Workspace documents. Yes. Does it need a separate branding customization apart from already configured Google Drive? So, Samir, that's a bit more detailed than I can handle, but our support team is really well equipped to help. If you'd prefer, you could contact them directly. They'll be happy to provide all the details you will need. So, is there a limit on account clients can we back up? So that's Shlomi, that's also a bit outside of my area of expertise, but I'd be happy to pass it to our support team. So in the meantime, you may feel free to contact them directly as they're well equipped to assist with this kind of inquiry. With the question, will it have any charges from the Google Workspace account if the selected destination is local? The answer is no. There will be no charges, any charges, if the selected destination is local. Sure, Shlomi, no worries. Oh, just to clarify, just to specify, no charges for backup to local. Yeah. So, any more questions from our participants? Yes, you're welcome, Leo 23. Any more questions from our other participants? You might have any clarifications or further questions regarding our Google Workspace backup solution. Okay, sure. You're welcome, Samir. How about our other participants? You still have any further questions? Maybe we can still accommodate one more. Or none? No more questions? I think that's all. Yeah. I think no more questions. Okay. So again, thank you all for your questions and for being so engaged throughout today's session. Unfortunately, if there will be any more questions, you may directly reach out to our sales team or our support team, as they would be more happy to provide you with detailed responses to any questions or follow-up inquiries you might have. So don't hesitate to reach out to them directly, and they're experts in this area and will make sure to get back with you all the information you need. So we really value your time and participation. So once again, thank you so much for joining us today. We truly appreciate your interest And we look forward to supporting you further. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you very much.